Welcome to Anastasia State Park, located in lovely St. Augustine, Florida. Before you get to the guard gates, to the right are the old Spanish quarries, a coquina quarry. Let's have a look around. Old Spanish quarries. About 200 yards southeast of this point are the remains of the King's Coquina Quarries. What is it? Coquina, Spanish for tiny shellfish, is a type of limestone composed of seashell fragments, the fossilized remains of a small clam, Donex variabilis, coarse sand and clay. Coquina stone is a component of the sedentary rock formation called the Anastasia Formation. The Anastasia Formation lies under the ancient sand dunes and maritime hammocks that blanket the east coast of Florida. From the northern end of Anastasia Island, the formation stretches 250 miles south to Palm Beach, 300 miles east into the Atlantic Ocean, and 30 miles inland. How was it formed? Over 100,000 years ago, during the Pleistocene epoch, glaciers repeatedly formed and melted, causing the sea level to fall and rise each time in response. When the sea level was high, shells, sand, and clay accumulated as offshore bars. When the sea level dropped, these bars emerged as offshore islands. As rainwater seeped through these exposed deposits, it leached the calcium carbonate from the shells. This calcium carbonate cemented the shell, sand, and clay together to form the coquina stone. Work in the quarry. Work in the quarry began in 1671. Native American workers had the first backbreaking task of removing the topsoils and vegetation. Once the surface of the coquina stone was exposed, Spanish stonecutters chipped deep grooves into the stone in a block-shaped pattern. Wedges were placed in these grooves, and long crowbars snapped the blocks of stone free. Quarry workers also included Spanish convicts, British captives, and in later years, African slaves. Tools of the trade. Crowbars, picks, and stonecutters' axes, handcrafted by blacksmiths, were among the tools used in the quarry. Ox-pulled carts transported the blocks of stone overland. Dugout canoes, fashioned with planks as barges, ferried the blocks across the water. Cutting the stone. Coquina stone is cream beige in color when first quarried. Saturated with water, it breaks easily. As the rock dries out, it turns gray and hardens. Quarry workers hewed the blocks into shape while the stone was wet. The blocks were then stockpiled and allowed to dry for up to a year before being used in construction. Okay, before we take a look at the park, let's take a look at some reviews on TripAdvisor. 1,350 reviews, 936 excellent, 315 very good, 71 average, 12 poor, and 16 terrible. Okay, this first 5-star review is from Cleveland Mom, titled Beaches and Forest Trails. 5-star review, June 2022. The public beach here was just delightful. There is also a trail within the adjacent forest, Ancient Dunes Nature Trail. That is a short walk. We saw an armadillo. Wear bug spray, of course. Our second 5-star review is from Jantastic1859 from Fayetteville, Georgia. 5-star review. Pristine beaches, June 2022. The state park with beautiful beaches and campground is worth a visit. The beaches were not crowded while we were there. I highly recommend taking some type of shade and lots of fluids. Okay, the 4-star review is from Dark Star from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Nice, he says, May 2022. Good place to relax and gather your thoughts. It was clean and not crowded. It has a boardwalk that leads to the beach. Now to our 2-star review. It's from Clocan0426 from St. Augustine, Florida. Talking Turtles, November 2019. Park itself is wonderful. Program was true disappointment. I understand that the speaker was a volunteer, but we expected to hear about turtles and their life, not about hers. Ouch. Now for the 1-star review, and it's from Re-M. The Rangers aren't respectful or understanding. I am a resident here on the island. I purchased an annual state park pass so my children could travel to the local skate park safely using the park roads. The park gave us one card for a family membership. I have 2 kids. The Rangers will not let my kids pass without showing the card. I can't get another card or photocopy the one I have. The park has a great gate code that is changed monthly. My son drove up to the ranger station and showed his card and asked for the gate code. You have to personally ask and no email is sent. The lady behind the desk on 3/1/22 told him that it was after hours. 5:55 p.m. and would not give him the code. So my son had to ride his bike along A1A. Highly upset, I tried to call the park and no one answered. My boys travel through this park often and recognize the rangers. It is a shame that they want to behave this way. This island is busy and I am only trying to give my 14 and 15-year-old boys a safe way to skate park. Don't let those 1-star reviews deter you from visiting the park. I had an amazing time here and I will be writing a review myself. Ask for some maps at the guard gate. That way you won't miss anything that there is to do at the park. There are 2 trails on the park, the Marsh Trail and Ancient Dunes Trail. The Marsh Trail, the length is 1 mile. Some parts of the trail may be slightly flooded at high tide. The Marsh Trail can be accessed from the parking area next to Anastasia Water Sports. The trail winds along the edge of Salt Run. The trail is an excellent place to view wildlife such as birds. The trail also goes through a short stretch of maritime hammock before leading to the main park road. And the Ancient Dunes Trail, 0.7-mile loop. The trail has uneven terrain, roots, and even stairs. The entire trail is shaded. That's a good thing because we're in Florida. Another thing about the trail is it goes along a maritime hammock. The hammock is a type of evergreen forest that occurs along stabilized dunes. They occur along much of the Atlantic coast and its barrier islands. Common trees and plant species include live oak, red bay, cabbage palm, cedar palm, southern magnolia, and much more. Enjoy. As you make a right into the campground, there's a dump station right on your right hand side.